Gail works as a human resource specialist for a large multinational conglomerate that employs thousands of people in facilities on every continent except Antarctica. She's part of a team of staffing specialists that help recruit employees for the company's overseas operations. Gail and her team may fill some positions with people that are not citizens of the country where they will be employed. Let's take a quick look at the types of employees working on the international stage. You can generally break employees working in a foreign facility or office of an international company into 3 categories. Let's take a look. Ken works in France, but is a citizen of the United States where his company is organized and headquartered. Ken is an expatriate, which is a citizen of the company's home country working in a foreign country. Antoinette is Ken's executive security in France, but unlike Ken, she's a citizen of France and is considered a host country national. She is an employee hired by a foreign company to work in her own country. Hans works for the same company as Ken and Antoinette in France, but he's a German. An employee like Hans that is a citizen of one country but is working in another country for a company that is headquartered in a third country is called a third country national. Gail can rely upon ethnocentric staffing, which involves staffing the most important positions in foreign subsidiaries with expatriates from the company's home country. Expatriates are often believed to better represent the interests of the home office and ensure that the foreign offices are aligned with home headquarters. In fact, many expatriates are selected from the company's current employees and are simply transferred to a foreign subsidiary. Ethnocentric staffing presents advantages and disadvantages. The obvious advantage to ethnocentric staffing is the alignment of interests and perspective of the home office with all foreign subsidiaries abroad. Communication is also easier because there should be no language and cultural barriers. The company may also be able to transfer employees with a clear performance record that will provide some level of predictability. On the other hand, you can lose local perspective and insights that local employees can provide that may help overcome unique hurdles in each foreign office. Moreover, hiring expatriates tends to be expensive compared to hiring locally. Additionally, a high ratio of expatriates may create local resentment at foreign subsidiaries, which may hurt morale. Another option available to Gail and her team is polycentric staffing. In polycentric staffing, a company will hire host country nationals for positions in the company, from mailroom clerks all the way up to the executive suites. Polycentric staffing is particularly feasible in developed countries, such as European countries, Canada, Australia, and Japan, where highly educated and trained employees can be easily located. Polycentric staffing has advantages and disadvantages. Host country nationals will be able to better guide the company on local market conditions, politics, laws, and culture at each foreign location. Use of local employees also sends a message to the country and its consumers that the company is willing to make a commitment to the country and its people. Local employees are also cheaper as there are no relocation expenses and premium compensation for working abroad. Of course, relying on locals means there may be some disconnect in perspective and interests with the home country. Locals may put local interests above the company's broader interests. Regiocentric staffing is a lot like polycentric staffing in that host country nationals staff each foreign subsidiary to a high degree. However, company offices and facilities are grouped into regions and work as a single unit with a fair degree of autonomy from home headquarters. A region can consist of a group of countries. Each region develops its own HR policies and practices. Employees may transfer between each country in the region, but don't usually go outside their home region. Let's look at an example. Since Gail's company has facilities in most of the European Union, her company may employ a regiocentric staffing strategy. All offices in Europe are staffed by citizens of European countries and are subject to a consistent set of HR policies and procedures that apply to all company locations in Europe. Employees may be transferred within Europe, but are not usually transferred to the home office in the United States. If an organization is truly global, then its best choice may be geocentric staffing. Geocentric staffing is used by businesses and other organizations that have a completely integrated global strategy. Staffing is undertaken on a global level. The best person for the job is hired regardless of the employee's country of origin. This method is the most complex because HR professionals like Gail must deal with human resource issues on a global scale. This means dealing with a multitude of different market, political, and legal environments. Let's review what we've learned. Expatriates are people from an organization's home country employed abroad at the organization's foreign subsidiaries. A host country national is a local citizen of a country employed by a foreign subsidiary. An employee who is a citizen of one country, working in a different country for a company headquartered in a third country, is known as a third country national. Organizations conducting activities abroad may employ different staffing strategies. Ethnocentric staffing relies primarily on expatriates, with a focus on assuring alignment of perspective and interests of foreign subsidiaries with the home headquarters. Polycentric staffing focuses on using local employees to staff a company's foreign subsidiaries, which helps the company get a handle on local conditions and also shows a commitment to the host country. Regiocentric staffing groups foreign subsidiaries by region. Employees are hired and transferred within the region, but usually not outside of it. The region will also have a common set of HR policies and procedures. Finally, geocentric staffing is a truly global approach, where the organization's overall strategy is integrated across the globe and the best employees are selected regardless of their countries of origin.
Denise is a human resource specialist that works for a large multinational conglomerate. Her company is based in Seattle, Washington, in the United States. However, the company employs people from over a dozen different countries and cultures around the world. Denise interacts with three general types of employees: parent company nationals, host country nationals, and third country nationals. Let's take a look at each type. Denise works with Arnold. While Arnold is a citizen of the United States, he has taken an assignment with the company at its foreign subsidiary in Berlin, Germany. Arnold is considered a parent national, also known as an expatriate. An expatriate is a citizen of a company's home country working abroad at one of the company's foreign subsidiaries. Arnold works with Gunther in the Berlin office. Gunther is a citizen of Germany. He's considered a host country national, which is an employee that is a citizen of the country where a company's foreign subsidiary is located. Adriana works with Arnold and Gunther in Berlin. She's a citizen of Italy. She's considered a third country national because she's an employee that is a citizen of one country working in another country for a company headquartered in a third country. One of the key functions of human resource management is employee and labor relations. Employee relations is the official interaction between employees and management regarding the employer-employee relationship, including such things as work decisions, complaints, and conflict resolution. If employees are represented by a union, then the union is the employee's exclusive representative, and the company must work with the union on employee matters. This is known as labor relations. Denise's job of managing employer and labor relations is made far more complex with a global workforce. Each country where a foreign subsidiary is located may subject her company to an entirely unique set of labor and employment laws. What may not be a discriminatory employment or labor practice in one location may expose the company to legal liability in another. Wage and hour laws will be different from country to country. Some countries may have very strong labor unions, while other countries may have very weak labor unions, or have no labor unions at all. Each country will have different laws relating to benefits, such as maternity leave. Of course, this can create issues of company-wide employee equity, as some employees may be legally entitled to benefits and protections, while other employees are not. Culture is also an important issue for Denise. Not all cultures value the same things. Some cultures value individual achievement, while others value group effort. Some cultures may be more materialistic, valuing financial gain and acquisition of things. Other cultures value leisure activities more. Denise will have to contend with each different culture and determine not only what motivates the employees at each location, but also try to maintain a sense of company-wide employee fairness. Of course, working with expatriates is probably the easiest part of global employee relations, but it still may provide some challenges. Denise may face indirect clashes of culture, as expatriates may have to adjust to cultural norms in the host country. For example, an expat salesman may be disappointed to find that the foreign subsidiary's incentive structure is geared towards team achievement rather than individual effort and initiative. Managing employee and labor relations with host country nationals presents some challenges. Denise needs to know more than just what local laws and regulations apply to her employees and how they differ from the home office. She also needs to know the culture of each location. Knowing the culture helps her understand what motivates the employees to encourage productivity and high morale. For example, longer lunch breaks and more vacation time in some cultures may be more important than a higher pay rate. Third country nationals present unique challenges for HR professionals like Denise. The cultural background of these employees may be different from both the company's home country and the country where the employee works. This can make effective communication and motivation more difficult. Moreover, a third country national is at significant risk of suffering from feelings of isolation and low morale if there are not co-workers from the same culture and background at the workplace. Let's review what we've learned. A major function of human resource management is employee and labor relations. Employee relations is the formal interaction between the company and employees, while labor relations involve the interaction between the company and the employees' union. This task is made more complex if a company has a global workforce of expatriates, host country nationals, and third country nationals spread around the globe in different locations. Expatriates are employees from a company's home country working abroad for the company's foreign subsidiary. Host country nationals are local employees that work for a foreign subsidiary. Third country nationals are employees from one country that work for a foreign subsidiary in a second country that is headquartered in a third country. Managing this type of diverse workforce requires human resource professionals to pay close attention to the different laws and regulations in each location. HR professionals also need to be mindful of the culture of each group of employees, because culture helps determine what motivates employees and sheds light on problems of morale.